Welcome back to the I Ain't Playing podcast. It's your girl, Monty P. Did you miss me? Because I sure missed y'all. And there is so much that I cannot wait to get into. We in the playoffs. WNBA Finals is here. The pennant race is about to kick off for real. And we still got plenty of football, plenty of other stuff to get into. So like the great philosopher Cardi B says, let's get it popping. Now, first and foremost, I need to talk to these referees. Your job is hard. I get it. Maybe I would feel a little more sorry for you if you were just calling these fouls in real time, didn't have an opportunity to replay it, or, if the replay technology was shoddy, but you have 50-11 angles. Y'all can stop it. Y'all can slow it down. You can speed it up. Run it back as many times as you want to. You have ample opportunity to get the calls right, and you're getting them wrong still. Y'all know that was a fumble, and the Saints recovered it and ran it back. Y'all know it. We know it. Y'all know that was PI against the Packers. Y'all watching the same replays we watching, same replays the commentators watching, and whatever expert they call in, they watching it. They say it's PI and a fumble. We say it's PI and a fumble. Y'all say it ain't. How? I'm not getting it. Also, why is the game being stopped so many times? I get it. You have to call a foul when there's a foul. Throw the flag when there's a flag. But you don't have to have a meeting of the minds and a 2-minute huddle discussion about holding call. You just don't. If even Tom Brady is calling you out, you know there's something wrong. We're supposed to be speeding the game up. That's why these rules got changed a while back, so that the game could flow, so it could be continuous. But y'all messing that up. And y'all messing that up and getting it wrong at the same time. So somebody need to get fired. Somebody need to lose their job. A wake-up call. Where you at, Roger Goodell? Commish. Figure it out. Fix it, because me and I'm sure the rest of the NFL and all of us watching, we not finna play with you. Since we're on the topic of officials, I need to talk about the officiating, the judging, the rulemaking at our high school levels, because these teenage athletes are being policed completely under bias and discrimination. Now, a while back, it was a story of the teenage boy who had his hair cut before his wrestling match because he had locks. Now, what his locks had to do with his wrestling abilities, I don't know. How it gave him an extra advantage against his opponent is beyond me, but I know they cut his hair. And now, recently, we have this teenage girl who is disqualified after winning her race because her swimsuit showed too much buttocks. Mind you, this is her school-issued uniform swimsuit. So what she could have done differently, no one knows. But newsflash, apparently y'all need to hear this, curvy girls swim. That's the body God gave her. Why you're focusing on sexualizing a teenage girl, I don't know, but shame on you. Shame on you for bringing your bias into the world of sports and actually using that to discriminate against these athletes. You're disgusting, for real. And shame on everybody who allowed that to happen, allowed this girl to walk away without her win for something that was completely out of her control. Now, she can't have a different swimsuit than everybody else, because then that would be unfair. So what's the solution to the problem? You judges with your biases, y'all gotta get up out of there. No, it's time out for y'all. And it's only after the internet's set the world ablaze with their rage, talking about how unfair they treated this young girl. And now she had to be a topic of discussion about her butt. So, cheers to you for that. That's the set of events that you guys caused by discriminating against her in the first place. She won her race, fair and square. The size of her butt and the way her swimsuit fit her had nothing to do with it. That boy's locks His natural hair, his protective hairstyle had nothing to do with that wrestling match. I am tired of this. I am tired of us being policed different. So we are coming for you. All of you that think that you can hide behind your rules and disciplines, we not finna play with you. Now, lastly, I need to holler at my man's Kevin Durant. Like, I just want to understand, what do you want? What is it that you want out of this game, this sport that you play, out of the National Basketball Association? Like, did you watch too many feel-good, coming-of-age, everybody's a family sports movies and think that that's really how your career was gonna play out? Like, I'm just not understanding what you were expecting from these teams. Now, I get, you were drafted to the Supersonics, turned into the Thunder. You're expecting that that's gonna be your team and you gel and y'all are one big family. I get that. You walked away from there with a sour taste in your mouth with the way things played out. But what did you expect when you were coming into a national champion team like the Golden State Warriors? You thought that they were just gonna hand everything over to you and be like, oh, save us, Kevin Durant. Save us after we came back and beat you 3-1. Like, what were you thinking? How did you expect them to receive you? How did you expect your role to play out with that team? Like, you thought you were just gonna come in and be the missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle when they already won the championship without you? Like, now you're going to Brooklyn and you're gonna be with Kyrie, but you're not gonna play this first season. So are you gonna use the excuse that, oh, he had more time to gel with the team and they already had a system going before I was able to get healthy and come back and play? Like, my mans, just, I want you to be happy. I do. I like you, KD. I've liked you since, you were a Longhorn. I rock with you. I defended you with the whole switch to Golden State. But you can't dog every team that you leave. And it's not that you're necessarily dogging them, but it can't be all their fault and blaming them for situations that you kind of should have knew before you walked in there. I mean, that's the process, it's process of elimination. You're trying to find your home, but have reasonable expectations, because if you come out with a story about Brooklyn and why it didn't work out for you and what they did wrong, I'm not gonna play with you. Okay, so I need y'all's help with a couple of things. First, are we still rocking with Harbaugh or not? I'm talking about Jim. I'm talking about Mr. Michigan, because obviously he's not taking care of business there. His job was to get Michigan to the top of the Big Ten and into the college playoffs. And that ain't happening. They're not even close contenders. They cannot beat Ohio State. Harbaugh did all that gutting of the staff, trying to revamp the program, and it's just not working. So, they're barely holding on to a top 25 spot. So, is it time to let go or separate Michigan from Harbaugh? And if that happens, can Harbaugh come back to the NFL? Is that what the Miami Dolphins need? Because, Miami Dolphins need a hope, a prayer, a wish, all of that. But could he come back and maybe coach them up? Or could he go to like a smaller team and, make them the underdog story of the year? Probably not, because they probably can't afford him. But where does Harbaugh go from here? Because I don't see his time at Michigan being much longer. And then after that, does he come on back to the pros, or does he stick around in college and not win some more? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, another hot topic in college sports has been the talk of NCAA players getting paid. Now, most people saw the viral video of Tebow, and his passionate perspective about being all about the team, and it shouldn't be me, and, you should want to go to the school and play for your alma mater and be a part of the team, and that should be it. But, Tebow lives in a different world than a lot of these other athletes, and it was, of course, brought up several times that you can afford to just worry about the team and not have to worry about all of the other things that you came from and your family being in poverty back home, while this was the only way that you could afford school was through this scholarship, and how any monies could go back to them and really help your family out. But I look at it like this, if you're going to use these players' names, their pictures, their likeness, then you should pay them. Otherwise it's exploitation. Point blank, period. If you're not gonna pay these athletes, then don't use anything that has to deal with them. All of your merchandise should just be the school name, crest, emblem, colors, and that's it. Don't use anything that has to do with the player specifically, and see how much money you make then. Because I'm not here for you acting like you own the rights to these players' names and their pictures and things like that. Because that's what you're using. That's what you're using to get butts in the seats, and also to sell merchandise and to pay these coaches and these athletic departments that have these stupid budgets. That doesn't come from donations from alumni. That comes from the money you're making off of these players. And don't tell me that you're paying them with an education. Nah, school ain't that expensive. Y'all are making way more. You're paying these coaches millions. These schools don't cost millions. This tuition ain't millions. Nah, y'all are exploiting these boys. So pay them. Show them the money. Get paid, young athlete, get paid. I am here for that. So, help your family out. Do whatever you have to do with your money. Otherwise, these schools shouldn't be able to use your name. What y'all think? I know I said I wiped my hands clean of this particular topic, but, I just want to pose this question to y'all. If Antonio Brown really is done in the NFL, if he plays no more games in the National Football League, is he in Canton? Do his stats warrant him being in the Hall of Fame? He was, 7-time Pro Bowl, 2-time yards leader. He got some stats. He got some numbers. I don't think he's going to be in the Steelers Hall of Fame because, he left a sour taste in their mouth. But, maybe time will heal those wounds. We know he's not going to be first ballot. Not if T.O. wasn't. We know he's not going to be second ballot. Not if T.O. wasn't. So, does he belong in Canton? My opinion is no. But, I just don't think he did enough. He was electric when he was playing, but there was still gas in the tank, and he wasted it. So, should we honor him by having a shrine, having his bust in Ohio? I think not. What y'all think? Whew, I'm gonna try and put my words together for this next question I have, because I need some real help here on this one. Because what in the whole hell happened at Lambeau Field on Thursday in Week 4 against the Eagles? Can someone help me understand how, after Seattle's full debacle in the Super Bowl, where they should have giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch and ran it in for a touchdown, how we went 4 incomplete passes after being first and goal on the 1 yard line. Like, I can understand you not having full faith in our running game when we are getting tackled for a loss pretty much every time we hand the ball to Aaron Jones and we don't have Jamal Williams due to injury. But that's when we have a whole field to play with. But we're on the 1 yard line. You mean to tell me 10 football players can't protect 1 player with a ball to get across the goal line, to just take the ball and stretch it out 1 yard? Y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna completely abandon the run game in the red zone on the 1 yard line? Like, have we learned nothing? I don't, it makes no sense to me. You can never completely abandon the run game, Matt LaFleur. Like, does anybody think that that was a good idea? And then we're going to run it back, come back to the red zone and throw it and get picked off. Now, I could accept if it was just that and a bang play and the ball gets popped up and, you know, fate was on their side. But that whole 4 plays on the 1 yard line, when we could have tied the game at that point, and then our defense did their job and stopped the Eagles, and we got the ball back, because then all we would have had to do is get Mason Crosby in range, run the clock down, which we showed we could have done, and kick it and win the game. Had we even tried to run the ball when we were on the 1 yard line. But you know what? This has to be a call out for our receivers, because if our coaching staff does not have faith in our receivers to block 1 yard, and obviously they didn't have any faith for them to block the whole game. There was no screens. Our receiver, Jimmy Graham, your big ass can't get in there and block a lineman. Shut up. Sit down. You got all hype after that touchdown, and then you go bobble 2 balls in the end zone. You mean to tell me you couldn't block for Aaron? Y'all want to put the ball in Aaron's hands so bad. He was the leading rusher for that night. Put the ball in his hands and push his ass across that goal line. How does that not happen? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Talk me off this ledge, because I don't understand any of the play calling. I don't understand our red zone offense, why we keep stalling once we get into the red zone. Because truth be told, had we not settled for 2 field goals, the game would have been different. But we pushed it down to the wire. We gambled on Aaron's arm alone, and we lost. We lost on 2 drives by gambling on Aaron's arm alone. Now, Aaron Rodgers he's a bad man. Yes, he can thread the needle. He is the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. Fight me on it. Catch this fade. But you can't abandon the run ever. Ever. You can't expect him to do everything at all times, because defenses know. They see that you scared to run the ball, so they know the ball's going to be Aaron's hands, so they watching him like a hawk. That's their job. You're also playing a team of professional football players. They have a defensive coordinator who is peeping all the game. So what did you think was going to happen? But we're 3-1. I'm not freaking out. No, I'm really not. You know, it's relaxed. But somebody talk to me. Come on, Packer Nation, Cheesehead Nation, talk to me and tell me why shouldn't fly up to Wisconsin and get all the receivers on the line and do nothing but running plays where they got to block. They better not get a day off. Hello, somebody. And Ted, if you don't get Aaron a running back ASAP, we're going to have a discussion. Please tell me y'all have been keeping up with what's going on in the world of sports week by week, because it is so juicy. I love it. Starting with NCAA football, the top 25 is any man's game. It's bouncing around. Everybody coming for everybody. I mean, top 2, top 3, top 4 actually been staying the same, and they probably will stay the same. But, you know, it's been shaky. We finally had the Longhorns beat Oklahoma State. It's been a while. Go Longhorns. Where we gonna put SMU in that top 25 though? Come on, AP. Put on for Dallas, you know. They undefeated right now. It's real. But, you know, I've been seeing some upsets. Tulane hit Houston with that razzle dazzle. Tell me y'all saw that last play. That was the ultimate juice. Houston had no idea what hit them. If you haven't seen it, look it up. The green wave came in it was 2 weeks ago. It was amazing. But keep up with that top 25 because it is juicy every single week. Now, in the NFL, it is a whole different season in week 4 than it was in week 1 and 2 and 3, to be honest, because things are shaking up. Like, the Buffalo Bills are undefeated. The Buffalo Bills are undefeated. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? But that's pretty much all the craziness that's in the AFC, because you have the Chiefs and you have the Patriots, and they're the top, and all roads lead to them, basically. You know, you got the Ravens that are great, but they're not better than either one of those teams. And the Texans are great, but they're not better than either one of those teams either. So, boring. But the NFC is holding all the juice. It's any man's game. It is completely thick. Okay, you know, you got the Cowboys out here showing out. My Packers ain't to be played with. I know we took an L this week, but count us out if you want to. You know, the Saints will get Drew Brees back. He's not going to sit it out. You know, you got the Rams, the defending NFC champions over here, holding it down. Like, it's juicy. And the 49ers are back. Welcome back. Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo. Way to do your thing, okay? Like I'm saying, it's juicy over here in the NFC. But shout out to all the backups stepping up. Like, first off, Minshew Mania. Boy, you put on a show. That's what I like to see. Complete razzle-dazzle. He's actually what I expected Baker Mayfield to be this season. So, I know it's one game, but I am bought in. I am here for it. I hope he keeps giving us the juiciness, the razzle, and the dazzle. But Daniel Jones stepped up, got rid of that Eli face, boy. I told you. Shake it off, dust it off, keep going. Came back in, never gave up, and won the game. That's what I like to see. So we got Teddy Bridgewater. Boy, I don't know why people acting like Teddy is garbage juice. I like Teddy, okay? And that's why he got that W when they thought he was going to lose to the Seahawks. So good for him. He's got a real challenge against Dak and the Cowboys this week, so we'll see how he fares against them. But I think he will do a great job because he's a good quarterback. And, you know, you got Mason Rudolph and the Steelers. Carolina Cam is out, so you got Kyle Allen there. So step up, back up, you know, put up or shut up. It's time to see what y'all can do. Like, I'm here for it. Get that young blood up in there. But everybody else, please stay healthy. Like, I don't remember there being this many significant injuries at this point of the seaon in any of the previous seasons that I've watched. Like, it's kind of scary. Like, when I saw Devontae go down, and as soon as I saw him grab his toe, like, my heart sank. I was like, no, baby, hold on, we need you. And, you know, I wasn't going to bring it up earlier because I think it was a factor, but it wasn't a major factor as to why we were inefficient in the red zone. Just like that non-PI call was a factor, but it wasn't a major factor because we could have still won that game. We could have still scored had we had different play calling. But not to get sidetracked and go back down there, but, you know, just to all the players, please stay healthy. Aaron, stay healthy. Everybody across the league, though, for real, like, stay healthy. Like, it gets real. I'm so glad Jamal Williams is not significantly, you know, hurt. Like, you know, his mama said he okay, so I'm gonna believe that he okay. But, you know, it's dangerous this season, so protect yourself. Drink some milk, like I said. Protect them bones. And the matchup for the WNBA Finals is set. It is the Mystics versus the Sun. The Washington Mystics have the MVP, Elena Del Don, taking on the Connecticut Sun and their apparently unstoppable team. Like, they just swept through the Sparks like it was nothing. You know, the Aces put up at least a little bit of a fight, but they were no match for the Mystics, who I picked from jump to win it all, but Connecticut ain't playing with nobody. So it's going to be juicy. If you're not catching this series, what is wrong with you? It pops off on Sunday, the 29th of September, and you need to watch it because these girls balling out for real. Now, playoffs, since we're talking about playoffs, baseball playoffs, spin up, pop off. I'm excited for this season because like I said before, everybody got a boomstick. Everybody going yard. It's been just an amazing show of talent. But, you know, these teams are really out here balling. I think Astros got it. You know, they have the best record in Major League Baseball. But here come that dynasty of the Yankees hitting 300 home runs. Only the second team ever to do so. So, holla at them. They're going to be ready to take that championship pennant back to New York, but I like it here in Texas, even though it's not gonna be in the Plex because the Rangers can't seem to get it together. But you know, it can be in H-Town, State I, you know, I'm with that. But you know, I also like seeing a juicy wild card team pop up out of nowhere, so it's gonna get juicy here. October is here. And not only is that Major League Baseball playoffs, but October means Major League Soccer playoffs, okay? Mid-October, soccer playoffs is gonna pop off. 7 teams from the East, 7 teams from the West. Process of elimination down to the Cup Finals. Now, FC Dallas is in the race right now. If the playoffs were to start today, they are the 7th seed. So fingers crossed for FC Dallas to hold it out right now. Portland 6, FC Dallas is 7. They keep bouncing back and forth, but so long as we up in there, I'm okay. And everything's just, like I said, it's so juicy. I love that we're in playoffs. Soon enough, basketball is going to get popping again. NHL is already back in the swing of things. They popping off. So it is sports time in the world. The most wonderful time of the year. So what I wanted to do this week for our stars is highlight a couple of fundraising opportunities that I came across when I was looking at ways to help get finances taken care of for families of young athletes. And I did notice that every single sports facility in our Metroplex does allow opportunities for parents or friends of parents to volunteer to get donations for their sports teams. So that's Toyota Stadium in Frisco. That is AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Globe Life Park in Arlington, and American Airlines Center in Dallas. They will allow you to come in and volunteer time or work and, you know, just have an opportunity to get funds for your team, for equipment, for snacks, for supplies, for whatever it is. They will support, and they will also like help sponsorships and things like that. So you can sign up through each one of their individual websites for those facilities. Now, I think that also in ways we can help parents focus on their children by taking away some of their other obligations. So one of the big topics, kind of nationwide, but I found is a real epidemic here in Dallas-Fort Worth, are these student lunch debts. And it's quite ridiculous to me that we're allowing kids to go hungry for not paying off their lunch tab. But I do feel like if we take care of helping feed them, you know, that they can participate in school more, participate in activities more, or if we take away that debt from their parents, then they have other finances that, you know, free up for extracurricular activities or what have you. But I'm just encouraging people to pay off a student's lunch debt, you know, pay off the lunch debt for a school and different things like that. There's so many fundraising opportunities that you can find online, but I wanted to make it personal and help out parents as much as possible without having to, you know, start GoFundMes and things like that, because people perceive those as being greedy. So, you know, if you can just go to the school, pay off that student lunch debt, and, you know, or maybe donate to their athletic facility and different things like that. There's also, I think, is a good push is to support local businesses, because every single local business I go into sponsors a local schools team or a Pee-wee team, or, you know, somehow they are active in the community, because that's what the small business presence is in the community. So, you know, support those parents' side hustles, support that local business that supports those athletes, and stop going to chains for a while if that's gonna help with these kids, because again, I think that they need our support and they need our help. So wherever we can, that's where I want to help. So that's how we'll help our stars this week. So there have been several headlines and notifications in the world of sports recently about these players taking their career and their future into their own hands, and people throwing a whole fit about it. And I'm just here to say, power to the players. Like, do what's best for you in the end, because these owners and these organizations act like they owe you nothing at times. We've seen it time and time again where players get dropped, they get released, they get traded, they get dismissed, you know, sometimes with no warning, sometimes with no explanation. You know, how many times have we seen where a player was like, I was completely shocked by the move of the front office, but we expect the players to be oh so loyal to these teams? Double standard much? Like, you know, especially if you play the game to win and you're on a sinking ship like the Miami Dolphins, jump. I do not blame you. Or if you just want to see where your talent can be better used because you feel like you're wasting it and you're getting beat up and your years are numbered, hello, Jalen Ramsey, you know, request a trade. You know, and if this organization doesn't want to let you go, you know, at least you try to do what's best for you. I'm here for it. You know, like the comment was made that the NFL is turning into the NBA with all this mid-season trading and demanding. And so, since we're talking about the NBA, y'all, we got a whole different set of rules now. There is a snitching hotline now, 1-800 I'm telling, and the NBA has been enforced. Like, and they're actually trying to enforce a rule that players cannot help out their other players figure out what situation is best, but they're coding it as in players cannot force other players to demand a trade. How can you prove that? How can you prove that I didn't just go to my homeboy and ask him for advice on what I should do in my career? How can you prove that he forced me to demand a trade? Like that doesn't even seem like it makes any sense. But again, we are policing these players for doing what these organizations do all day long. It ain't right. So do what's best for you, boo-boo. Power to the players. Get your money. Do what's right. Go home to your family. Take care of your community. And have fun. All how you want to. Within the rules. I get it. Kinda. You know, some of these rules are ridiculous. But we're allowing the GMs to now snitch. It's crazy in this world. But I say, power to the players. And I ain't playing. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe below. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave some comments. Give me some feedback. Let's discuss, let's debate, let's laugh, let's relate, because that's what the show was made for. But keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my Alright, y'all keep it cheesy. Go Pack Go, and I'll see you next week.
I think we woke Sean up out the dead. Yeah.